So do bakeries have to provide nutrition facts, and is it illegal for a food product to not have a nutrition label? Well, in this video, I'm actually going to give you some answers to that. If you're looking to create a business and start selling cakes, this specific video will be all about baked cakes and how to create a nutritional label. I'm going to show you how you can actually do it based on your data, and you can do it in less than just a few minutes. I'm going to give you the walkthrough on how Recipal can do that for you. We're going to do it right now. All right, guys, so welcome back to Marketing Food Online. So in this video, as I mentioned in the introduction, I'm going to actually show you how to create, if you're creating and starting a wedding cake business, a cake business in general, if you're going to do birthday cakes, all kinds of celebratory cakes, it doesn't matter. I'm going to actually show you the step-by-step process on how to create a nutritional analysis label that is actually FDA approved and makes you look more professional. Now, the reason why you might want to actually have a nutritional analysis label for your cake is the fact that if you have a client who has certain dietary needs, or they have a party where there's certain people who will be there that have dietary needs or issues with sugar or carbohydrates, it's actually a benefit for you as the business owner to have a nutritional analysis label or the nutritional breakdown so you can show your clients, hey, this 3-tiered cake has this much sugar and carbohydrates. Here's all the nutritional information. So this is actually going to be a software program that I actually personally use for the past, I think, 2, 3, 4 years now. We create all of our nutritional labels for our chocolate pretzels, our baked goods, our cookies, and everything else because our customers need to know what's on it and what is in them. Now, an ingredient list is not a nutritional label. So let me show you right now. I got my laptop open. Let's hop right down into it. Let me show you how this works. Okay, so as I mentioned in the introduction, I wanted to go over this recipe on how to create your nutritional analysis label for a cake. Specifically, if you're doing a two-tiered wedding cake, if you're doing multiple cakes, if you're doing custom cakes for people, if you're looking to create a cake business, there are a lot of benefits, obviously, as I mentioned in the introduction, about those having a nutritional breakdown for your clients to see exactly what is in those cakes. Now, I've got a great recipe here on my phone, so I'm actually going to do step-by-step and show you how this is going to be a 9-inch two-tiered cake. Now, this, again, just to break it down, this is an example. I'll show you how Recipal actually works, and then from there, you have the ability to simply plug in your recipe and ingredients, and I'll show you how this can be made. Now, really quick, this is not a sponsored post. Nobody's paying me for this. I do want to show you, though, really quick. If you do want to hop over to Recipal, I'll have the link down below to take you over to this particular page here. Now, if you are running a business, the one that I would recommend would be obviously the one in the middle. Well, the reason being is that you can get, yes, single servings. You can do a single serve recipe for only $29, which is ridiculously cheap. The other way that you can do this, by the way, as I mentioned before, the FDA has 2 ways. You can do data-driven nutritional analysis, which is what this is. This is a software that is data-driven by the information you put in it. And the second type is some type of a lab-tested one. Now, that is very expensive. It's not $29, I can tell you that much. The second thing is it takes a lot of time to get that back, and it's very cumbersome. So if you have a cake business and you are doing custom cakes, you have custom recipes, this right here, it would be a no-brainer because you don't really need, if you're starting, it's probably just you, right? One user, but 50 recipes a month. That's like insane amount of recipes. And you could do this over and over. And you could do it month to month, or you could just buy 1 month here. Maybe the 2 months from down the road, you can buy it again and renew it. Or you could do something where it's a business plan, and that gives you more users, but you get unlimited, okay? So just to throw that out there really quick. All right, let's hop over to these recipes. Let me show you how this works. Now, right off the bat, you want to make sure that if you get, for instance, that monthly service, you want to make sure you organize all of your recipes. For instance, let's say this was a custom client's cake. It was Damien's. Custom cake for a client, 2-tiered wedding cake, let's just say. Okay, this will help you stay organized. Custom made cake. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let me get that out there. Let me adjust this really quick. All right, custom cake. Bingo. Because you want to make sure you have your clients' names, because if you start using this over and over, you want to organize where all of these recipes are going to be going. You have to give it some name for you to understand. So this is an example. All right, so let's start off right now. I've got my phone over here with my recipe I wanted to show you. So we have cake flour. Let me see if we pop it up. Now, if this is all new to you, the way that this works, Recipal has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of ingredients, okay, in its in its library of ingredients. So you want to start typing the first couple of words of what you're looking for. This will auto-populate, and it will show you, it'll bring up all of this automatically, okay? And let me show you again how that works. And we'll type it in because this is, if you're new to this, you want to watch this and carefully so you understand how this works. You see, as you start to type it, it'll change. Bingo. Actually, there it is. Now, you can also, if there's a certain brand that you're using for specifically, maybe you like King Arthur's, that's a brand, by the way. Swan's Down, that's a brand, but it is cake flour. That's the most important part, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and hit add to recipe because that's the one I'm actually going to use. All right, so the next up is, of course, we have salt. And this is just going to be regular old table salt. All right, and now we have baking powder. Remember, you want to initially type in just your ingredients. In a moment, I'll show you what all this means and how we break it down by unit and quantity, because of course that's super important. Double action sodium and salt. Yes, that's it. That's the baking powder we use. Let's scroll up here. All right, next up you have baking soda. All right, pure baking soda. Bingo. Add it to your recipe. And again, let's not worry about this right now. We'll fix this in 1 second. Baking soda. Then we have unsalted butter. Now remember, you want to be as specific as you can with your ingredients. Make sure you type them in specifically. Now remember, this is not, Recipe doesn't keep these. The only reason why they keep these in their inventory is for you, and that's going to be with your own account. They don't take recipes. They don't do anything with recipes. It's simply just a software to allow you to create your information for your nutritional analysis. All right, next up we have sugar, of course, granulated sugar. Bingo. All right, we're almost done. Granulated sugar, we have eggs. Of course, we always have eggs in cakes. Bingo. Let's scroll down a little bit here. And then next up, we're going to have vanilla. Bingo. And this one in particular, of course, this has sour cream. So we're going to go ahead and type that in. Sour cream cultured, yes. And then whole milk. That's it. Now, let me explain to you something about cakes. Now, with this recipe, what I'm typing in and showing you right now is for the cake. Then you have the icing, okay, the frosting, whatever we should call it. We have whole milk. Vitamin D, there it is. Bingo. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in the frosting recipe too, because the culmination of all of these ingredients create one final product. That final product is going to be your cake, right? Including the icing. So when you go to your client and you say, look, here is the cake, it feeds 20 people, whatever. You're encompassing that nutritional analysis for the icing and the cake and everything that's into it, because you're going to say, you cut it into 20 slices. This is all the nutritional analysis for each individual slice. And I'll explain that in just a moment. So let's go ahead and do it. We have unsalted butter. So unsalted butter. Now, when that duplicate pot comes up, that's the Recipe software is seeing that you're adding butter twice. So it doesn't really realize that you're separating. This is actually a recipe for icing and then for the cake. So it's okay. Just go ahead and add it in there, and we'll figure. And I'm going to explain to you how this works. So powdered sugar, sugar confectioners. Yep, bingo, perfect. And then we're going to have whole milk. Yep, add it anyways. You're going to add it again because it's going to be accounted for calorically, fat, sugar, all of that has to be accounted for. All right, so frosting and a little bit more vanilla. And it's going to say, hey, Damien, you're adding it again. That's okay. Yes, please add it twice. Okay. Now, we have the whole vanilla extract, and that's it. We have actually a little bit of salt again. Perfect. Yep. All right, now is the fun part. So let's go back up to the top. We're going to now break down specifically these units, okay? So let's get to our recipe here. We got, all right, 9-inch tape. We got our cake flour. We need 3.5 cups. So the quantity is going to be half a cup. No. Actually, no, it calls for 3 of them. Quarter of a cup. Okay, so that's going to be 4. We're going to do 3. That's going to be 12 of these. It's for some reason measuring out at a quarter of a cup. Yeah, 12 would be divided by 4. That's actually going to be 3. All right, so table salt. Actually, yes, that's right. 1 teaspoon. All right, so baking soda is 1 teaspoon as well. Bingo, that's done. Baking soda, we have 3/4 of a teaspoon. Actually, we're going to add 2 of those. And then our butter, unsalted butter, is 1.5 cups. Cups of butter, let's see, cups. So 1.5, we're going to go 1.5. And then we've got granulated sugar is actually going to be 2. How many eggs do we have, Damon? We got 3. 3. Bingo. You can see how easy this becomes once you've done it. Tablespoon. We got vanilla extract. Tablespoon 1. Perfect. And then cream cheese. Vanilla and sour cream. We've got 3/4 of a cup. Sour cream. All right, it's 0.75. And then how much milk? We have 1 full cup of milk. Perfect. That's right there. And the butter is set. And then the sugar, powdered sugar for the frosting, is going to be 3 cups. 1 cup of milk. Bingo. That's already set. A lot of these are already set on here perfectly. 1 tablespoon of that, and then a teaspoon of salt. Excellent. Now, we have, let me move myself down over here. Here's all the information. Now, obviously, that's like if someone eats the entire cake by themselves, that's insane. So let's scroll down here. Let me adjust this so it's perfect. Now, this recipe, I see it here, it actually feeds 15 people. So, packaging, net weight. How many packages does this recipe make? So this is important. This recipe makes 1 cake. We're not servings, but 1 cake. So it makes 1 cake. Serving suggestion, okay? It's going to be 1 slice. How many servings are in each package? So now remember, this is going to be the full cake. It feeds 15 people. And then watch what happens whenever you do this. It feeds 15. Bingo. So here is right here. Now this is serving suggestions. This recipe, of course, you can make it whatever you want. If you want it to go larger, maybe the smaller slices, all of this information, calories and such, will drop. Okay? Here's why. Let's say it feeds 24. Say, bing, it goes down. So normally a lot of wedding cakes in general, this one seems a little bit high. About 2 dozen people or so could potentially eat off a 2-tiered cake. So this is all of the information that you need for your clients right here. Very simple. So how do you get this, Damien? Okay, so let's go to the recipe label. And you're all set. Let me go ahead and put myself back up here. And this right here, you're done. Damien's Custom Cakes, that's your client, right? You got his name? And then this is the information you want to present to your client. It's got all of your ingredients. It's all accounted for. And you say, look, Susie, here's your cake. It's going to feed 24 people. Here is the total fat and everything in that. You got your sugars. You got everything you need, and you're good to go. Now you can download this as a PDF right here, right? Download that, and then simply print that up on your information booklet or your website. Let's say you're on your website even. You could put your wedding cakes that you've done, and then you put the nutritional information. That's it. So pretty easy, very, very simple. And if you wanted to obviously shape, by the way, this is different. We have linear. There's different ways that you can actually have this. You also vertical, whichever works for you. So this is the simple way that you can create a nutritional analysis label for your cake business. All set. So if you have any questions on how this works, let me know down below. If you've got any type of food product other than this that you want us to create into a nutritional label, please let me know in the comment section. I'll see you on our next video.